What's up, y'all? I'm Leon Frierson, former cast member from Nickelodeon's All That and co-host of the Prime Nostalgia podcast. And I'm here to ask you to join me in watching the Michael Finkley Show weekly on YouTube. Now, I've been on the show, so I definitely know it's a platform where you'll be educated, informed, and inspired. Now, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you on YouTube.
My bossy and my crib. Just to make it, just to make it. I've been working all my life just to make it, just to make it, just to make it.
Welcome to the Michael Finkley Show. Thank you for joining us today. It's good to see you. So y'all, I'm just having so much fun with this awesome Flashback Finkley week. It's just amazing to reminisce and, just to go back and see the guests and the impact with their words and their experiences and their knowledge. It's just been amazing to see. And so we're going forth on this awesome Wednesday with Leon Frierson. Now, Leon, you may remember him from Nickelodeon's All of That, okay? All That. All That, right? And again, he brought laughs and cheer into our homes every Saturday night on Nickelodeon. Over this time frame, from interviewing him to present moment, he's become a very, very cool friend of mine. And it's just amazing to have him and also just to hear how he is still progressing with his own endeavors in life. Just amazing. So I hope that you enjoy this interview. So don't you go away. Right back. Y'all, let's rewind back in the future. This week is Flashback Finkley Week. We're looking back on some amazing shows from season 1. Come on, let's reminisce together. Next Finkley. Looking for a mentoring program for your young male between the age of 6 and 18 in Columbia, South Carolina? Well, look no further. Big Homie, Little Homie Mentoring Program is the program for you. Under the leadership of Mr. Jamal Stroud, Big Homie Little Homie is a 501c3 nonprofit organization that caters and mentors at-risk youth that come from single-parent homes. The organization caters to young males between the ages of 6 and 18 within the greater Columbia area. The organization is devoted to shaping and molding their life into great men of society. Big Homie Little Homie organizes male gatherings, discussions, and even educational assistance devoted to guiding and leading them into a positive light. Making a positive attitude will help in transforming life regardless of what is experienced in life. For more information on Big Homie Little Homie Mentoring Program, visit our social media outlets, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Hi, I'm Thomas Anthony Jones. You might know me from Good Trouble or This Is Us. I encourage you to watch the Michael Finkley Show on Roku TV and on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe.
Welcome back to the Michael Finkley Show. Now, the person you see beside me, you may recognize him. I'm telling you, he may have grown up just a little bit. If you tuned in to the show All That, like I did growing up on Saturday nights on Nickelodeon, you recognize him. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Mr. Leon Frierson. Leon,
hey everybody,
with us
yes,
today.
Leon Frierson. Man, thank you for that intro. Much appreciated. Hopefully you guys do remember me, like you said, All That seasons 4 through 6. So I was with some of the OGs. Keenan and Kel were on my season. So make sure I'm lumped in with them, all right?
Yeah, we're going to lump you in, bro. We're going to lump you in. We appreciate you for being on. And again, you made our Saturday nights when growing up. We tuned into all of that and just wanting to see, okay, how are they going to make us laugh this week? And you did successfully. So Leon, did you know that you always wanted to be in front of a camera?
Did I know that you know what? I always knew that I was a natural entertainer to the people around me. You know, people growing up, I think 4 or 5 years old, I was always dancing. My dad was always the guy, oh, get up, I'll give you $1. You dance for the whole family, right? Or we'll have dance battles and talent shows, you know, at family gatherings. And I was always, you know, I was always the star, you know, at least at the house. And then, you know, the vision really came from my mom, though, who made sure that there was some direction and professionalism attached to it. So she got me into classes real early, and she was the one that really pushed me to take advantage of my talents.
Gotcha. And those times took you far. So what was your first paid gig like? Was it a commercial?
Ooh.
Was it something local?
It was something local. I think it was like a Christmas Santa. It was a commercial for a theme park called Santa's Village out here in Southern California. It was what it is. It's somewhat famous, at least around Christmas time, because we don't get any real snow, right? So they do offer snow and other like Christmas type of atmosphere. And so I was just a kid enjoying the park. I might have been 7 years old, and coming from San Diego, it seemed like a huge gig, but looking back, it was pretty meager. But it got me started, you know.
I gotcha. And then that led to other things. So how did the opportunity to be on All That come about?
So early on in my career, I got an agent, I think around 7 or 8 years old, right before that gig, right before Santa's Village. I got an agent, and I was driving back and forth from San Diego to go to auditions in LA. I was about 10 years old when I got the call for that show. So I had been auditioning for 2 or 3 years sporadically. But I was a big fan of All That. Huge fan of, obviously, Keenan. I mean, just the trampoline alone, right? The atmosphere, the musical guests. And so, I mean, leading up to that audition, I had been doing a lot of work for a Grace Conservatory here in Los Angeles. So I had been training and getting up my skills. I was pretty funny, and I went in there with a couple impressions at 10 years old, and they were impressed by my impressions. So I think I will say it was one of the auditions I took way seriously, things that I was called for, and an inability to get on the show.
Oh, that is so great. Oh my gosh. And so that first time you're on the stage, your first show, describe that feeling.
All That?
Yeah.
Ooh, man, you know what? I took it for granted, to be honest, at that age, at 10 years old, because I felt like I had some success leading up to it. And I wish I was just a little bit more mature. Obviously, I was only 10, right? And I could have really took it in. But what I just remember is because one of my first coming on to the show, they made it look like I was just an audience member that got selected.
Right? I remember.
So I had to deal with that, of one, people just thinking that I got literally selected from the audience. But then one of my first skits was with Keenan. It was the Tooth Fairy skit. Was my very first week on the show, and it's totally intimidating. Playing opposite Keenan, he's hilarious. He's improvising off the top of his dome, and I'm just trying to get my lines down, right? I'm just trying to make sure I deliver them. And so I just remember being extremely nervous, and him being very comforting and like ushering me to feel like part of the cast. He was really great, and he pulled me along. Like, it's no secret, I was 10 years old. I was a baby. These guys made me look good up there for sure.
I gotcha. And for those 2 seasons, what was it like every day just coming on the set and, trying to make persons laugh and, the environment of your team members back then?
3 seasons, 4, 5, and 6. So
3 seasons. Okay.
Give me my credit now.
I got you, bro. I got you.
And when you say my team members, you mean like castmates?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll say like being in school, because obviously we were so young, you know. There was me, Amanda, Danny Tamborelli. Oh, sorry, that's my kids.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
So it was so yeah, we were in school a lot. Me, Amanda, Danny Tamborelli. We were like the only underage ones. So and I also had a nanny on set.
Okay.
So it was, you know, I still felt like a kid in a lot of ways. It was like a big playground. It's a lot of different from being on the Nickelodeon, all that set, than being on, let's say, NCIS or, you know, one of those more straight-laced sets. So I think I still had the regular growing up life, as regular as it could be on that particular set. And, you know, we just played. I never really thought of myself as that funny or a comedian at that time. I just was more a professional actor that could deliver the lines and did it well for a person his age. But I didn't look at myself as that funny back then. I was just I always played like the bad kid, you know, like I was just being myself. But I had a lot of fun. That's all I can really say about set as far as Amanda and Danny, the younger ones. But trying to find my way with the Nick Cannons, the Keenans, the Kells, the Joshes, the Lori Best, some of our older cast members. I just looked up to them and hope to be able to be involved in the business on their level. They did a lot of pitching skits and improvising. And so I always just looked up to them and wanted to own my craft and get better, so one day I could be as successful as them. And it was a great learning experience coming up under them, for sure.
I can only imagine around all that talent, just soaking on in like a sponge. I can only imagine that. What do you think about the reboot recently?
I love the reboot. Specifically, Gabrielle, Lex, the guy that plays Ariana Grande, it slips my mind right now. But they have some very classic new additions in the reboot that I love, and I just love the spirit of the kids. I have visited the set for the reboot, and it had like almost the same feeling of just kind of everyone hanging out. So it was awesome. It was awesome, and obviously Kel executive producing now. So to have him around, I've seen Kevin and Heath, some of the old guys that used to be there, include all the way down to like the makeup people. They're like, "Oh, we remember you." I'm like, "Wow,
that's amazing."
You guys are stuck around. Too bad I couldn't stick around. But no, I love the reboot, and like I said, the kids on there are great. And shout out to Aria as well. I'm gonna be linking up with her in Atlanta in a few months. So
that's what's up. That's what's up. Awesome, terrific. So life after all that, you know, what happened? What happened after all that?
What you saying? I fell off? No, I'm playing.
Nah, bro. Life after, you know, because we know things can't last forever. So what happened?
So directly after all that, I spent a number of years. I continued to audition. I continued to land a couple gigs. I think one of the biggest I got after was like the Bernie Mac show. I did an episode of Boston Public and a couple other little things. But I was very interested in rapping, dancing. I started a bunch of crews with friends from high school, and I really just indoctrinated in just being a teenager. I think that was a goal for not only me, but also my family, to make sure that if I didn't want to continue to act professionally, that I had the freedom to just kind of let it go. And that's actually what happened for me for a couple years. And then I got bored and came back. I think that's when I got Boston Public. I was like 17. But like between, I would say 13 and 17, I took a good break, man. I think I needed it. And just kind of live life. But I did continue to be at Amazing Grace Conservatory. I did plays like I was Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory. I was Curtis in Dreamgirls. I played. I was the lead in Prodigal Son. And so yeah, I continued to still own my craft, keeping up my ability to perform and improvise. Yeah, I'm pretty good on my toes, and that's what I wanted to make sure that I kept that up. In addition to music, singing, I did dancing background. I have a lot of different I'm a jack of all trades. Look at
That's amazing.
Triple
though.
threat.
Yeah,
Triple
that's good
threat right here. So yeah, I took a break from, I would say, you know, the quote unquote professional side, and I did some more amateur gigs and independent art, including music, and then yeah, I went to Howard University for a couple years, and then came back, got an AA at home online. So I didn't finish at Howard because it was crazy up there. It was fun. Had a lot of fun nights at a Drew Hall. What's up to all my Bison homies? Had a lot of memorable times there. And then you know, I got 2 kids now. So and I guess we can get into what I'm doing exactly right now, or is that cool, or are we just sticking to right after all that?
Right, but you kind of jumped ahead of me, Leon. But when we come back, though, Leon, we're going to talk about family life and also current projects that you're working on.
Coming up, what's Leon working on next? Well, he tells us what. We'll be right back.
Hey everybody, my name is Arthur Vernon R. Matthews Jr. I just wrote a new book called Family Ties, and I also want to say a special shout out to one of the kids that I mentored and has got his own TV show on Roku, Michael Finkley, and this is 100th episode. So if you guys want to really hear about this book and see what's going on, check out Mike Finkley on The Finkley Show.
She is flexible and she is a multitasker. She is a wife, a mom. She is city councilwoman. Yeah.
When I was growing up, Mom worked outside the house, and so my dad was an entrepreneur. I saw him leaving early in the morning or late at nights to go meet with clients, and he was always one who told me, you know, if you show up on time, you're late.
I just admire how she's able to not only juggle the demands of her jobs, but keep her family really first.
The outstanding thing about the Isaac family is their noble contributions to improving the quality of life for our Colombians and people all over this state.
I, Tamika Isaac, do solemnly swear.
Discharge the duties thereof, so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations and best wishes.
I first ran because I saw a need, I saw a void that needed to be filled, a voice that wasn't there. And over the last several years, I feel like I've been able to be that voice.
So often as women in whatever spaces that we're in, we are often discounted because we're a mom or we're a wife or we have this career, and she's an everyday woman who shows women what excellence looks like.
She has walked the walk of being a small business person, of being a parent, of sending her kids to school.
Columbia is a great place, and we have done a lot in the last few years as far as law enforcement. But law enforcement can't do everything, nor should it do everything. We have to really expand upon the tools, technology, and community policing, investing in our communities so that law enforcement is a partner with our communities. Being a Columbia native, I've seen the way this city has grown. It's grown to the point that sometimes not everybody's been a part of that growth. I want to make sure that communities, specifically communities of color, make sure that they are part of Columbia's present and its future. I want to have a climate plan for this city that not only helps us be sustainable, but also helps provide opportunities for folks in the workforce. There are so many opportunities to take advantage of technology, green energy. I want to be the advocate for growing our city and being on the forefront, not just looking at what other cities are doing and following them, but being the leader.
If you don't have the right leadership, you're going to miss a lot of opportunities.
I think having a woman as mayor of the city of Columbia is long overdue.
I'm Tamika Isaac Devine, and I'm running for mayor of the city of Columbia.
Hi everyone. It's your girl Trinice from American Idol, and I am encouraging you to tune into the Michael Finkley Show on Roku TV and YouTube.
Everybody, welcome back to the Michael Finkley Show. We're still chatting with Leon Frierson from all of that. I'm telling you, we're having some good old times and good old laughs here. So, Leon, you are a family man. You're a family man.
I am.
You got
I
children
am.
and stuff.
Childrens.
Talk about your babies.
So I have a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old, Ethan and Jordan, respectively. They're two different people. They're two different personalities. So it's teaching me a lot about life because, you know, life is so narcissistic, right? You're so focused on your own view, your own perspective. Like just last night, this little tangent, I was watching the Laker game. I was telling my friend, I'm like, if I didn't come over here, you think all of this would have happened? This is because I'm here right now, right? But having 2 little kids just teaches you how different life can be for everyone, right? And I can already see the 2 different paths happening for Ethan and Jordan. So I'm just doing my best to, you know, cultivate them towards their best selves, right? Making sure that they're being themselves and succeeding the best that they can. They're still young, obviously. I'm thinking like way ahead. But
you have to start now though, right?
Parenting is a lot of planning, right? You have to see the vision for your kids. And much like my mom saw it for me, you know, she helped me out a lot. So I want to make sure that I'm there for them in that way. But most of all, it's just a lot of fun, you know, just learning every day and getting through what they think is the worst trial and tribulations. Boy, this ain't nothing. You know what our ancestors did back in the day when I used to walk to school, right? That's what my mom used to tell me. Through the snow, 100 miles. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna have those stories for him when they crying about the iPad. Boy, we used to have a Nintendo, had to blow it.
we had to dial up. You don't know nothing about good stuff.
Oh, that noise.
Oh my gosh. It was so bad.
So yeah,
it was so bad.
So bad. I remember those nights on AOL. But yeah, so I think, just preparing them for the real issues that will come to them later is my, you know, obviously my main goal as a parent. But having fun every day as much as we can is something that we try to keep at the forefront for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And I understand too, I'm not a father yet. I'm an uncle, but I'm not a father yet. Does it make you grounded? Does it keep you grounded? Do they?
Yeah. I mean, them, and then also, you know, you realize you just can't be so, is the word felonious with your time? You got to make sure that you're always being productive, right? And then always showing up and just being accountable in general, right? Because you want to set in a good example for them. And then also you have to provide for them. And that takes a certain level of accountability is what I was really thinking about. And that brings on humility, right? Because, you know, not everyone has to answer to someone, but there are certain rules that you have to play in these games to make sure that you are, you know, being successful in general. So I think that kind of brings on humility because it's not just about you and what you want to do. You have a bigger goal that you're always focused on. And that's pretty much all I focus on is them and whatever I can do to bring value to myself. Because things like this, you know, they make me feel better, which makes them ultimately get a better me. So thank you for taking some time out with me today.
Of course.
Yeah.
Definitely. Would you encourage them to go into show business?
Right. If they had the talent, if they had the talent, I would encourage it because obviously you don't want to bottle up your talent or feel like there's something inside of you that you didn't pursue, right? It's all about making sure you're instilling that belief in them that they can achieve their goals if that is something they want to do. But I would never pressure them or really even suggest it. It wouldn't be something that I would really press upon them. But if they had a natural talent, I would definitely want to have them chase it or cultivate it for sure.
Yeah, I get you. I get you. And Leon, you mentioned too that you have so many other talents, right? You dance, you rap, improv, all that kind of good stuff. Do you love the stigma of Leon from all that?
You know, I've recently learned to embrace it.
Mhm.
I think when I was trying to chase the music, and I still do music now, I still write,
Mhm.
at least. I think I wanted to shake the stigma for a couple, for some years, and in
Mhm.
those transitional years. In general, I think Nickelodeon has a little bit of a corny stigma, right? Depending on who you're talking to.
Mhm.
Um, but the show All That, I would say, dodges that stigma a lot, right? Because All That is different from Alan Strange. Shout out to my boy RJ. But
I
we
love
were
that
just
show too.
talking about we were just talking about it, but you may have a little bit different stigma coming
Yeah.
from a show like All That. But in general, in high school, when they're like, "Oh, that's that Nickelodeon kid," it's like,
Mhm.
nah, bro, I'm tough too, but I really wasn't. No, I wasn't.
I can play the part though. What's up?
So I think for some years I did want to shake the stigma, but nowadays I'm doing everything I can to embrace the brand Nickelodeon. Just children in entertainment in general. I love to entertain people of all ages, and I think there's value in being part of the Nickelodeon brand. Obviously, there is. So nowadays, as a mature thinking adult, you just take advantage of everything that you got, right?
Of course. Of
Right.
course. Yeah, I tell you. What are some things you're working on current day?
So, connected somewhat to all that, I brought back Leroy and Fuzz as Lee Boy and Fuzz.
I know.
Um, I did about 20 episodes for season 1, and
Mhm.
I'm gonna be dropping season 2 soon. Right, probably around the elections. We're pretty politically charged on the
Yes, you
show,
are.
at least so we try to keep it light. Or you know what I'll say is that all the everything that is expressed on the show is not necessarily Lee Boy, right? It's not necessarily me, but it is, views that I see or that I read about. And so there's a dichotomy between me and Fuzz, where it's, people from this side and people from that side, whatever side however you want to label them. I'll just label it CNN and Fox, right? So I'm CNN, he's Fox, and we're kind of
Right.
talk about,
Oh, what a
how we
combination.
see different situations, because I watch
Yeah.
both, and you gotta be studied up on both. So
Yeah.
definitely come check us out, and then check me out on Lee Boy and Fuzz season 2. Like I said, coming soon. And then I also do a podcast, the Prime Nostalgia podcast.
Mhm.
We interview stars from Nickelodeon. We recently had the All That Zoom reunion. There was about 15 cast members.
Yes, I saw
Yes,
that.
including Kel, which was
Mhm.
awesome. Josh, Gabrielle from the reboot, and others. All the relaunch all stars. I can't name all of you, Christy. Everybody. Shout out to y'all. Love
Everybody.
y'all, man. They know I love y'all. So we just did that on the podcast. Like I said, we have RJ coming up. We've got some great interviews coming up that I don't want to put out now, just in case they don't come. You know how people be flaking.
They gonna come.
Yeah, I showed up. I showed up though, right?
You showed up, but they gonna come too. They gonna come too, Leon.
They're gonna come, but you just don't. Don't jinx yourself, right? but yeah. So Prime Nostalgia podcast. Look us up on YouTube, on Instagram. We got a lot of great interviews that we've done and things coming up, and we also have a Patreon. So it's very enjoyable content. Definitely a bunch of nerd culture when it comes to nostalgia back to the 90s and the 2000s and some 80s. And we also sprinkle in Michael Jackson and all kind of live performances. Anything nostalgia is all in there. So come check us out there.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So I love to end my sessions with encouraging words. What would you say to your younger self of the things you know of now? Because I know someone is out there, they're looking up to you, right? And they're wanting to be you in a sense. So what encouraging words would you say to your younger self, that things that you've learned as an adult?
I think one thing I just told myself the other day on Instagram is, I told myself, and this is literally what I did on a post. I said, "Excuse me while I try to motivate myself." And I said, expense your dreams. But don't live at the expense of your dreams. I tried to wait. Don't. Oh man, now I got to bring it up. But the moral of the story, right, is you got to fund yourself. Nobody's going to do it. Nobody's going to do anything for you. And funding could be monetarily, it could be your time, it could be your research, it could be the time spent learning a craft. And so you got to make sure that you are investing in yourself, because nobody's going to invest more in you than you are for yourself. And so I've learned that over the years, hoping and praying and wishing for handouts, hoping for connections to come back, and not to get dark, and not necessarily casting this on anyone from the All That cast or anything like that, because I know tons of people that got money, anything they could give, right? But it's up to you to speak up for yourself and to go out there and get it. And so I try to apply that every day. I try to wake up and make sure I get at least one thing done, right? And I try to live that as an example for my kids, so they can see that whatever they want to do is possible, as long as they're willing to put in the work. So yeah, work. Work. And expense your own dreams. You know what I'm saying? Don't live at the expense of your dreams.
I gotcha.
You need to fund yourself and have fun. Most of all, and make sure, and then one last thing, make sure whatever you choose to do is something that you want to do and have fun doing it, man. Because I love to talk, and that's why I'm like, as soon as you reach out to me, I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll do it. So whenever it's talking, I'm gonna be there, and that's what I love to do. So make sure that your actions align with your actual dreams, and don't just sacrifice for what someone else has for you. You know what I mean? Because life is way too short. That comes to your spouse, that comes to your job, that comes to your whatever is keeping you up at night. Just get up and get it done.
That's it. I love it. How can they find you on social media?
So on socials, you can find me at LeeBoy TV. That's on Instagram. That's on Twitter. Also, you can find me on YouTube at LeeBoy TV. And don't forget about LeeBoy and Fuzz coming soon.
Don't you forget it. And all your information is in the description below. Leon, thank you so much for being on. We really appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Michael Finkley, my God.
Hi everyone, it's your girl Trinice from American Idol, and I am encouraging you to tune into the Michael Finkley Show on Roku TV and YouTube.
Need a little motivation? Timothy Clifton is with us every week on Mondays to get your week started with a little motivation, all here on the Michael Finkley Show.
I'm just not college material. I am tired of school. I'm just not sure what I want to do after graduation. Sound familiar? Welcome to the Prelo Educational Institute. Our focus is to help young people prepare for life after high school. It's never too early to start planting the seed for education, career, and life overall. The Prelo Educational Institute is made up of the following two products. The first product is the book titled I Ain't Going to College, A Guide for Life After High School. This is the first book of a series that introduces middle and high school students to a young man struggling to find his way and make the decision about whether attending college is the right choice for him or not. The book has questions inside, and a supplemental curriculum can also be purchased. The newest product from the Prelo Educational Institute is our online course titled Preparing for Life After High School. In this course, students will learn about decision-making, self-confidence, accountability, self-awareness, and many other topics that speak to social-emotional learning. Young people will read a story about a young man who never gave up no matter what the circumstances were. The course is interactive and has questions, quizzes, and video. Do not wait until your child or student is a senior in high school to start planning. Enroll today. To enroll and learn more, please visit www.speakerauthormarlowe.com.
Calling all Trio, Gear Up, JAG, and other college readiness organizations. Hello everybody, it's Finkley with the Finkley Experience. I am here to offer you information about our college readiness cohort series.
This college readiness series includes college applications, SAT, ACT prep, scholarships, financial aid, the mental mind state, HBCU versus PWI versus technical colleges, and so much more.
You know, this is helpful because it's actually like making me change my college plan.
Really? If interested, visit our website, thefinkleyexperience.com, or just email us at michael@thefinkleyexperience.com. We're looking forward to working with you.
What's up, everybody? This is Ryan Toby. You know me from Sister Act 2, Mr. Oh Happy Day, and the hit R&B group City High. I'm welcoming everybody to join and tune into the Michael Finkley Show on YouTube and also on the Greater Works Network on Roku TV. Don't forget to subscribe.
Y'all, let's rewind back in the future.
This week is Flashback Finkley Week. We're looking back on some amazing shows from season 1. Come on, let's reminisce together.
Next Finkley. Welcome back to the Michael Finkley Show. You know, I'm going to ask you, what did you learn? Were you informed? Were you educated? Were you inspired? Let's have a conversation below. Again, Leon, you were awesome back then, and you're still awesome to this day. Thank you for being our guest way back then and an awesome friend today. Thank you so much. Y'all, we're ending the week off this Friday with Flashback Finkley Week. Who do we have? You got to stay and you got to tune in. All right, you got to tune in for it. All right, I promise you, awesome treat. If you're not already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Michael Finkley Show. Ring the bell for notification. We'll see you in an email saying, hey, new content's uploaded. Please listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And for up-to-date information about what we do here at the Michael Finkley Show, please visit our website at michaelfinkleyshow.com. Thank you so much for watching, and guess what? We'll see you Friday. Have a good one.